bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Hello! This year, in order to upgrade a Christmas tree, I'm weaving such three-dimensional stars as a new type of decoration. The idea by Tatiana Makarova has appealed to me greatly. She's got a special group named Tanya's Woven Works. I'll share the link to her pages. So I've taken her idea as a foundation and further developed it. Before I start weaving, I joined 3 tubes to work easily. I lengthened the rest in the process. On average, I need from 5 up to 7 tubes for one star, depending on the beam length. One joint and one more. So I've united 3 tubes. Now I have to mark the required length of the beam. I've tried making beams from 7 to 9 centimeters, around 3–3.5 inches. Let it be 3 inches this time. So I've laid off 3 inches. Now I'm marking a few more 3-inch pieces. This way. Got it? Now start shaping a star. Bend the first 2 pieces, then turn left, turn right, and lead here. I've got such a star. After which I repeat all the same steps, shaping the second layer of this star. You can fasten this tail. So shape the next layer of the star. Turn and follow the beams. Let's take a look. I've already got 2 layers. I prefer volumetric stars. I've tried joining from 2 up to 4 layers. Let's create a 3-layered star this time. So I've got 2 layers already. Let's shape the third one. Note please that I make all the beams identical, 3 inches long. The second and the third layers are of the same length. Take a look please. All the beams are 3-layered, while this one still consists of 2 layers only, so let's lengthen the tube once again. The joint is right before the bend. Take a look. If I continue weaving, I will create the 4th layer. That's why at the point where all the 3 layers are finished, I soften the tube neatly and lead it inside carefully. Got it. Now I lead the tube from beneath into the second beam from the beginning. Here it is. Meet the first beam and lead through the second one. From beneath and lead the tube to the center. Again, lead through the second beam from the coil just made. Meet the nearest beam and lead through the second one. And through the center again. Now lead through the second beam from the current one again. 1, 2. Here I've got one vacant beam left. It will be the second one too. Lead the tube clockwise. Oh, sorry, one more vacant beam left. Turn and lead the tube through the second gap again. Now that's all. I've let the tube out. I have to lengthen the tube. Now you can take a close and clip away, the structure won't fall apart. Act very neatly. The tubes have been prepared. I've moistened them before weaving. Now take a look, please. You can either leave it this way with one coil, or you can make the second coil in each gap. As you can see, I've got 2 coils in the center of this star. Now let me draw your attention to the essential point. I finished this stage. I've got 5 coils in all the 5 gaps. Now I turn the star over and check. In order to get the star double-sided, I have to check the way the tubes lie. To avoid any overlapping or intersections, I lay the tube next to the previous one. Then turn the star over and check where the coil goes. It goes here, so I lead the tube through nearby. Turn the star over again. The next coil will go in the same direction. Turn the star over. Let's take a look. Where is the coil supposed to go? Here, in the center, so let's lead it this way. I've got 2 coils laid nicely, and from this side as well. Take a look, it cries out for going in this direction. Here I've got the coil going here. In order to avoid any overlaying, I have to lead the tube through this gap. I prepare the space and lead the tube through it. Is it okay? It is. Turn the star over. Here's the coil. Push it a little. And lay the next coil close to the previous one. Turn the star over. Have a look. Here. Got it. Here I've got the last single coil. I have to make it double. Zap. And here. I mean, the coils themselves prompt where to lead a tube. So I've got doubled coils in each gap. The star is ready. The only thing left is to cut off the remaining tails. I'll tuck the tail in just in case and cut it off neatly. Zap, and cut off the tail at the beginning. This joint will be painted later. Let's hide it neatly so far to make the cuts invisible. As a result, I've got such a star. It is not treated yet. When treated, it can become either golden, or you can coat it with white patina, as if it was covered with snow. As an option, it can be coated with silver paint. You can strengthen the 3D effect by pulling the beams apart. Such a volumetric star. As you know, I love experimenting. So I'd like to show you one more option of this star. The essence of this option is making beams of irregular length. While in this star we've made each beam 3 inches long, in the alternative option I start with a 3.5 inch beam. Lay off 3.5 inches. This way, 5 pieces. Start shaping a star with large beams. In every next layer, let's fasten it now to make it easier. In every next layer I make the beams about 1/4 of an inch smaller. This way you make the bottom layer visible behind the second one. Continue working this way, reducing every next layer. Lengthen the tube. One, two. Let's fasten. I've created 2 layers. Let's reduce the third one still more. Our task is to leave gaps for coils while reducing the beams in every next layer. Let's have a look. Well, let's make this star 3-layered as well, though this one consists of 4 layers. The third one. I've got no wire inside the tube, so let's check. Every beam consists of 3 layers. Here I've got 3 layers as well. As you remember, I'm going to cut off this tail later. Now let's lead the tube through the center. And repeat all the same actions as we've made when weaving the first star. At first we are creating the first layer of coils, and then the next layer following it. As a result, I'm going to get a bit different star. Take a note, please. Here's a star with identical beams, while this one consists of varying beams, reducing with every next layer. I like this one even more, cause the 3-dimensional effect is more emphasized in this case. So the first variation of the star differs by the size of the beams. The second option is varied by the number of layers. You can make 2, 3, 4 layers. I haven't tried more. This way you get a few options of one star. Besides, you can make different types of wrapping. You can either make coils in the center the way I've shown, or you can experiment with the coils. You can find this kind of stars on the internet already. Many masters have already tried them. As for those who haven't, I recommend trying. Playing with the options of this star is quite fascinating. Oh, one more variant, a multicolored one. If you make a star of contrast colors, it must be an interesting option as well. For example, you start with a dark layer, making the following layers of some different color. This is one idea. Another alternative is making the very beams of one color and the internal coils of a different color. What I mean is, such options are also possible, and they are as interesting in a way too. Thanks to Tatiana Makarova for the idea. This idea has fascinated many weavers, including me. I believe it must fascinate still more masters. I'll be happy if you share your own varieties of such stars. Merry Christmas and all the best to you!